that you are already built with ideas, and I'm gonna get to that. Yeah, I'm gonna get to that right now. Yeah, the reason, and this is a good introduction. The reason why you don't know who I am because I am not in the list, but I am officially now telling Mark that I am a candidate for City Council for District 10, right. And now officially I could be in the list. So I noticed that. But my name is LuisAFacundo. I happen to be a John Dominican immigrant serving for communities since the age of 14 years old. And in Washington High, in Inwood and Marble Hill, I've been working on the curtains, helping the political movement in our community and the political agenda. I just want to bring to you a new face with a new vision, a new idea of something that we all need as a community as a whole. When I mean community as a whole, what I mean is where we want to go as the northern Manhattan of the New York City on the next 20 years. And we have to be careful at this junction in life, at this moment, which we have changes been happening in America. And thanks God that we have a new Democratic Obama club in the neighborhood. And thank God that we have Obama in the White House, because we are starting to see that we need to change for the better. But things don't change in communities, in nations without a plan. And the problem that we have in our community is that we lack of planning and a plan for the future. And most of the candidates that are running today, if you stop them short of explaining what they're thinking for the future of our community, they won't have a solution to that. Now, we can get into the details of what a plan should be for the future. Or we could talk about housing and say, we don't want to be displaced. Or we could talk about jobs. And let me tell you about jobs. In a few years, what I sometimes call the east side and the west side of Broadway, we're going to have a major crisis. We're going to have thousands of kids either graduating from school or not graduating without no jobs and places where to live. So we have to look very careful. We're putting office today because we need to plan for that. If we don't plan for that, our community won't be successful in what it needed to be in terms to progress. We need to look at the issue of schooling for kids and young adults. We have thousands of professionals today on the street that we have to retrain and bring back to the community. So I think that this election, without going into major details, the long's been been long, we need to now move forward to select who we're going to support, is that when you listen to your candidate speak, you got to be questioning, what is it that you say you're going to do for the future? Know how you're going to split the budget among the institutions that serve the community. Know how you're going to allocate resources, because that's a given. That's an administration duty that we must have in order to make the city run. But it's what we're going to do and how we're going to increase. Let me tell you something. I'm a trained architect and urban planner. And I'm going a little bit in line with what the Board President was saying, because we have to understand that New York and this family that is here understand that 60, 80 years ago, Washington High, 90 years ago, was a land of parks. And then we built buildings. And New York was still on the Village and on 14th Street. And then in the 50s, New York was in the 50s. And now we have it in Harlem. What do you think is going to happen to us in the next 15 years? It's not because it's an accident or people make it happen. It's that the nature of this metropolis is to grow to the north. And if we don't have a plan in how to confront that community that is growing to the north, this city, then we're going to be affected in a bad way. I want you to know that I have the knowledge, the aspiration, the political training, the ability to understand some of what the Board President was saying, which in terms what it needs is a strong negotiator in behalf of the community that take developers in and tell them, you're building without losing one life. You're building, providing cultural institution for our people. You're building, but you're going to create places for sport for our kids. Are you going to give us money and grants just to educate those who need to be educated just to move it on? If we don't think in this junction to have a candidate on District 10 who can confront the challenges of City of New York, then we're going to have in 10, 15 years in a lot of trouble. So